Kon NiChimawa! I'm Chima Mary, the first Bloody Mary VTuber, logo Bloody Ghost, and your Bloody Oshi of Opokai Generation 1.5. How are we doing? Oh, hi. Fill my water bottles with tap water. Not the purified drinking water with flavor enhancing minerals. But it's water. Oh, Alka, how's it going? Oh, Awawa, thank you. And we're back at it again with some Power Wash Simulator. Have better combat than Hello Kitty Island Adventure? Oh, maybe. Who knows? Yes. Let's see. I guess we're gonna do bonus jobs. And I don't really know. I don't really. You know, I forgot where I was last time. But we'll grab some relaxing music, shall we? Because this has no. Unless you. Hold on. Do you guys want BGM? Here, I'll start a poll. How about that? Start a poll. BGM? Question mark. Alright. I'll let you guys do a little. Not fiction. You're not gonna gamble for whether or not it's gonna have. Okay. No, I don't want to review the results. BGM. Yes. No. Hey, excuse me. Hi. How's it going, Red Star? Welcome. I just finished scarfing down a whole pizza. Dude, that's crazy, actually. I can't scarf down a whole pizza. I get maybe 3 slices, then I tap out. I'm like, yep, your ghost is full. This ghost is so full. Alright. Let's see. So far, you guys are saying, ooh, actually 50-50. I'm calculating both the votes on YouTube and Twitch here. I just I wish to tell the Bloody Oshi. Ooh, do tell me. Secret is don't eat. Then you can eat it all. Damn, that's actually crazy. Just don't eat. Man, I know you mean like, you know, oh, just don't eat for the rest of the day. But I like to imagine it's like, you know, here's the secret. You don't eat the pizza. You just have it on the table, you just stare at it for a really long time, and then it just disappears into your stomach. That's what I can imagine. Okay, so this is kind of hard because so far, with the votes added up, it's 50-50. With 1 vote on YouTube for yes, and then 1 vote for Twitch on yes, and then 2 votes no on Twitch. So I remember my college choir, and I just scored myself a solo. I'm officially helping with percussion as well. Let's go! Ikazo! Congrats, Red Storm! That's awesome! Dude, I have some like band stories to tell. It wasn't not choir, obviously. It's not the term, but I have some band stories. You know, when I did band in ghostly high school. All right, so we're seeing no now. We're seeing some no. All right, I think we'll end the poll there. How do I end the poll? On this one, end poll. There it is. There you go. So we're gonna do no BGM. But just heads up, if I go super quiet, I mean, I warned you guys. Make sure the audio's fine real quick. I think that's good. Alright. I guess we'll do bonus job. Clean the Mars rover? Gnome fountain? Mini golf course? That sounds fun. The steam locomotive. What is the food truck satellite dish? Oh, we haven't finished the playground. The playground, why not? My parents wanted when I was gonna go to college. Also, category is just, you're so right. I think the title's fine. Let's just do the power wash. Thank you for letting me know. There you go. There we go. Alright. Alright. Wow. I got you, you know that? Well, thank you. Oh my god, I got a shout out from Hasa Chippy. I was on her stream earlier yapping away. I was yapping away with her. Not like actually in a VC or anything like that, but just like, you know, just you know, like in her chat, just talking with her. I love Asa. She's awesome. But yeah. He's playing Power Wash. Yeah, I went in there because I was like, man, I don't really have anything, you know, to do while I wait. I already ate. I have all my stuff set up. What do I do now? Also, let me make sure the audio's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna make sure. But essentially, what ended up happening is I was just kind of like, let me see who's live right now. I'll just kind of stalk their channel for a little bit. And I saw Asa playing Power Wash Simulator, and I was like, oh my gosh. You're playing Power Wash Simulator. She's like, yeah, we're gonna be playing it a little bit. I was like, funny, because I'm playing Power Wash in like 10 minutes. I asked her if she wanted to play together, and she said, because she's still feeling a little sick, that she's gonna just see how it goes, and if she's, you know, has enough energy to do so, then yeah, we'll play together. So, if I randomly just Alt F4 the game, I'm setting up for the, you know, Power Wash together. Yeah, now we're just being a, we're cleaning the goddamn playground. So we mentioned choir. We mentioned some choir. Another thing, what kind of stories does Mary have with band? Because I was a band kid. Shocker, I know. What? My Bloody Oshi is a band kid? I'm gonna take your advice and actually sleep for once. Yes, Alphaline, please do get some rest. It's good for you. And sleep well. Do try to get some good rest. As metal slides back in the day were wild, I burned myself on them often. That is so true. What instrument did you play? I was a percussionist. I played percussion. I specified in mallet percussion. I mean, yeah, I could play some snare, I could play timpani, bass, you know, I could do that. But they called me Marimba Mary. You know, I was the mallet person. I did most of the mallets. I could 4-mallet. I could do, you know, 4 mallets. You know, which is like 2 mallets in each hand. It might be like, well, how can you do that? Technique. It's all in technique. You play violin when you're in elementary school? That's sick. I'm trying to know how to play violin. I did band for 7 years. In ghost school. And yeah. Wait, hold on. I gotta do this. Hold on. How do I swap it out again? Okay, there we go. Why is it clearly you're kind of mocking? I was drawing the Bloody Buddy. Yeah, it's the Bloody Buddy, but you're kind of like mogging. Hold on. I also did violin. I'm like, let's go. Let's see. I've only ever been in choir kid, but apparently I'm not a terrible maraca. I mean, hey, maracas are fun. I'm trying to think. But yeah, no. Fun fact, was actually going to quit band my first year. Mainly because growing up as a little ghosty, when I was a fresh ghost, I guess you could say. I was like, I idolized playing the drums. I always, like, for the longest time, I wanted to play drums. I saw them on TV, they look cool. You know, I I did the pots and pans, you know, I got the little dun 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 dun. You know, I was super cool. And it's just like I tapped pencils and I was just like super like into drums. But within my first like, you know, like semester of like ghost school, fresh out the tomb. Okay, that's funny. For first semester of, you know, ghost school, they started off all on snare drum, and I hated it. I hated it so much. I could not, you know, like, I just did not like it. Period. I hated it. I hated it so much. And I just, like, I was thinking about quitting. And I walk up to my band director, I'm like, Mr. Band Director, man. I don't want to do this. I don't like the drums anymore. I used to do accordion, piano, and guitar. That's sick. I want to play guitar. I have a guitar. I just don't know how to play it. Let's see. And I was like, Mr. Band Director, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like the drums. They're kind of eh. And he was like, well, Chima Mary, listen here. Percussion is not just drums. Have you tried the glockenspiel? And I'm like, Mr. Band Director, no, I haven't. What is a glockenspiel? And he leads me to, he pulls up his, what do you call it? The little innovative percussion, you know, like, beginner guide book, and pulled out the sheet music to our songs, but with bells. Or the glockenspiel, as they call it. And I was like, he was like, you know, I'll teach you how to play this. And he was like, I was like, okay. And can I help you? Anyways, I love glockenspiel. Yeah, glockenspiel. And from there, I grew to love the bells. And from there, I could, like, you know, it was from there also that I started, well, it was when I started figuring that out, but I didn't know until, like, a little bit later on down the line when I moved schools that I have partial pitch. Or relative pitch, whatever, like, depending on which place you go to, they call it two different things, but yeah, no, I was able to, like, kind of pick up, like, you know, like, when I started playing, I was like, oh, this note right here, this kind of sounds like the start of this song. And I started piecing together, you know, like, okay, so, like, bum, bum, or something like that. Basically just started sitting down, it's like, I know this. And I also figured out, fun fact, how to play Your Reality from Doki Doki Literature Club from that. I was just like, I played the G note, and I was like, dun, 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 dun. I was like, that's your reality. I was like, that's the start of your reality. Howdy, dirt finder. Put everything on hold. My golf buggy soiled like you wouldn't believe. Well, you're gonna have to suck my clock. I'm working right now. I have the same thing. Doc gave you details about a caller who needs handed a new place in the suburbs. It's the old DF place. So I hope you don't get spooked too easily. My brother and Grace, I'm a ghost. I had Wii music as a kid, dude. Wii music. Oh, you just revived the memory, dude. Wii music. Yeah, that was a memory right there. Oh my god, that is a, like, long memory. But yeah, but essentially from there, I was like, you know, whenever, like, we started, you know, I didn't do, like, marching band until, like, when I entered high school. I was supposed to do marching band, like, the year before high school. But, I got into, like, a car wreck, and I had no ride to practice anymore, so I had to drop out. And I was always envious of, like, the marching band kids when they get to leave early to go to, like, the practice or whatever. I still have my Wii in the games. Yeah, marching band. What happened? I assume with a car wreck. So essentially, I was doing some back-to-school shopping with, you know, my guardian at the time. you know, the one who was watching over me in hell. And essentially, we left, and I was okay. Well, now that we're done, you know, shopping, we're on the way back home. Let me put my earbuds in, and I'm gonna, you know, find some cute songs to listen to on the way home. I pull up my Vocaloid because I'm a massive weeb. I'm a massive nerd, if you will. And I'm just, I was scrolling through my YouTube playlist, and then bam, and we start spinning, and I'm like, I kind of look up, and it's just like, oh shit, there's glass all over my guardian's, lap. And I look over, and the door is like caved in on my side. And then, like, someone pulls up next to us and goes, "You okay?" Me, like, Miku crashed your car. Me, not being fully aware of what's going on, was about to say, "Yeah, we're fine." But then my guardian goes, "No! Call the cops!" I'm like, oh. And that's when I started looking around us, and I'm like, oh shit, we had just gotten into a wreck. I was like, damn, okay, and basically someone helps us get out. Feel bad for the guardian having a hell race. But yeah, no, eventually some people, like, come to get us out of the car, and they said it's, like, this, like, bank that's, like, right across the street. And I should mention what happened. So, with that, obviously we were not at fault. We were just driving along traffic. There's, like, a median, and I guess what happened was the person in question was, not paying attention. And I will tell you that right now, it was definitely that, because they were texting and driving while pregnant. I was furious for the baby's sake, because what the fuck? They denied any medical attention afterwards. They said they were fine, but it's just like, dude, you're texting and driving, and of all times to do that while you're pregnant, I no respect for me. While pregnant, yep, while pregnant. I was, me being the, you know, the pacifist I was like, you're doing this, like, you know, like this, like, very dangerous thing while you're carrying a kid. Nah. I didn't say anything because I'm too nice to say anything, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I was a little shaken up. But, and the Darwin goes word, that's full of a person, exactly. He was technically, well, Gregory. But yeah, no, so the car was totaled, and basically the people who, you know, the pregnant lady, you know, she was like, I am so sorry this happened. Our car is, you know, is totaled as well. You know, let's just, you know, like, I'll pay you a certain amount of money and we forget about it. My guardian was like, hell no, you fucking hit us and fucking totaled our car. Doesn't matter if your car was totaled or not, we're not gonna do that. And we found out from there, like, a few days later, that, because I forgot how it worked, but we got followed up, essentially, from, like, somebody who worked during the wreck, and basically said that the person in question had no insurance. So, you need to tell me a pregnant lady was texting and driving, and basically were like, I'm so sorry that happened, you know, let's just talk it out here. And had no insurance because, oh, they're like, oh yeah, no, she was so cooked. Oh lord, we were eating fast food for quite a few days after that. We were like, oh fuck yeah. But what was it? She felt bad still, and I will say though, what was it? We got all her stuff out of the car, and essentially what happened after that was, she was like, hey, my friend is here to, you know, like, to take me home. Do you guys need a ride? And me having no friends, and my guardian having no friends, said sure. Because at the beginning of the time, during this time, there was no Uber. There was no Uber. So, we couldn't just call an Uber. We were broke, so even if we could, we probably wouldn't have anyways. So we said sure. She took us to our house. And from there, you know, we never saw each other again. But it was funny walking in, because I didn't know how to handle this. Like, I walked in because my mom was there. And my mom didn't come with us, but she was there. And she was like, "Hey, Mary, welcome home." I'm like, "Oh, hey, Mom, how's it going?" She's like, "Yeah, how was everything?" I was like, "Oh, it was great." "We got into a wreck," says my guardian. And my mom's like, "The what?" And she fucking gets up out of the chair and runs straight to me, holding me like, "Oh, Mary, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're fine." And she's like, "Whoa, the car!" And I'm just like, "Can I have a second thought? I don't people gonna be that ignorant." But yeah, no, she was freaking out. She's like, "Do you need to go to the hospital? Let's take you to the hospital." And I was like, "No, we're fine." But my guard turned around and says, "How are we gonna get her to the hospital? We don't have a car." And she was like, "Shit, you're right." And I was like, "No, I'm fine. I don't need to go to the hospital. There wasn't a scratch on me." Like, I was just more everything's a little, okay, well, how do I handle this? I was just like, well, fuck. But yeah, that was, that. Then whenever I went to school, the following, like, you know, school day, I, went straight to my director, because we were having band camp, and I had nobody's number, so I'd like to imagine that my band director was kind of like, "Where's Mary? Where is old Mary? Hi, light room, how's it going? Welcome. How's it going?" But I walked into the band room first day, I'm like, "Hey, Mr. Band Director, sir, sorry, I got into a wreck." He was like, "Oh, well, don't you know anyone in band who could probably, like, pick you up?" "No." "No one?" "No, sir, I don't really talk to anyone." "Oh, well, alright. You think you'll be able to join next year?" And I was like, definitely, by then." And he was like, "Alright, well, we'll see you on the field next year." And I was like, "Okay, thank you for understanding, sir." And from there, you know, I went through my rest of the year, didn't go to marching band. Kinda sucked, but oh well, it is what it is. Gosh, what was it? I had so many memories in marching band, though. I will say, like, people shit on, you know, like, "Oh, band kids be like, this one time in band camp." Well, that's when all the fun stuff happens. Band camp is like when all the fun stuff happens. Why would you not talk about band camp, like, all the time? Like, non-stop, in the most annoying way possible. No joke, I remember at a competition at band camp, they were selling, like, these custom hoodies, essentially. You got to, like, choose, like, your color, you got to choose, like, what goes on it. Do you want, like, all the bands on there? Do you want, you want just your band? Do you want, like, if you're a senior or not? It was super cool. Like, you could customize hoodies within, like, like, a little bit of time. And, essentially, there was one design they had that said "this one time at band camp." And I was like, okay, yeah, no, I want that hoodie. And I like to think it was the luck of the hoodie, because we ended up sweeping the floor at this goddamn competition. Like, literally, like, we got every single award, like, that for our class. It was, like, I was like, fuck yeah. Yeah. Which, should be fair, I don't want to say it's, you know, I'm just that good. But, like, there have rarely been any times. Okay, never mind, I lied. I remember one time where we didn't get a 1. Like, every single competition I've been to, we've gotten all superior ratings. Like, at least in marching band. Concert band, there have been a few times we got a 2, but we did our best. But, and I should mention, for the non-band or music nerds here, 1 is the best rating you can get. It's basically from a scale of 1 to 4, with 4 being the worst and 1 being the best. And yeah, no, every single time I went to a marching band competition, besides one time I could think of, we've had all superior ratings. And not every, but a lot of marching band competitions, we've gotten best in class percussion. So that's that. Trying to think. Gosh. So, trying to think of like any funny moments during like a marching band competition or marching band, like band camp moment, like competition or band camp moment. I think I told the story before. If I didn't, then oh well, but there was one time where essentially we were in the middle of practice, and I should say, because I was the front ensemble, pit percussion, whatever you want to call it, I'm just going to call it either pit or front. Did anyone accidentally break anything? Not something on top of my head, but this one was a fun story. So, the pit, essentially, as we called it, or the front, whatever you want to call it. We stayed inside for most of band camp. Let's see. Back in my time during show choir, I was always stuck in second place, and the left and really show choir got third. Not saying correlation to causation, but I think it's really damn funny. Okay, that's kind of funny. But, essentially, what was it? Gosh, okay, so basically the front, we're always inside when we practice during band camp. At the very least, band camp, we did almost our stuff inside because, well, we're not moving around. We don't have to move our instruments because how the hell are you gonna move like a 200-pound marimba like while marching? Like that shit's hard. It's a struggle to even get to the goddamn football field, much less march around with it. So yeah, no, that was definitely like we're not gonna do that. So we did all of our practicing inside, and we just got done practicing it, and we did like a full run of a song. We're like, okay, good shit, everyone. All right, let's go take a break and let's come back to it. Essentially, so we were taking a break. I was sitting there on my phone. I was drawing, as I do, and then the fire alarm goes off. We're all looking at each other. We're all just sitting down on the floor. So it's just like, well, there are some teachers in the school. Maybe someone started a fire. So let's evacuate the band room calmly. And we get out, and there's no one really walking out, except for the home ec teacher, and her children, and essentially, and I will say there's like a big school, so there's potential that the other teachers walked out as well, but from what we saw, all we saw was the home ec teacher. And she's scolding her kids. We can't really hear what she's saying, but she is scolding her kids. Like, telling, like, how dare you? And she's doing the finger point, like, oh, how dare you? Essentially. So we figured out immediately what happened. The kids pulled the fire alarm. And it was super funny because the practice field is really far away from the band room. So it was just like, oh, okay, well, no one heard. So whenever we eventually got to the field to see, like, hey, how we doing and all that stuff, and just meet up with our friends in intersections and stuff, it's like, oh, how's practice? Oh, it's going good. Did you hear the fire alarm went off? What? No. So there was that. Yeah, the fire alarm went off. What else was there? Oh, and in the same week of band camp, we lost a kid. I forgot where they were found, but it was like some of like the section leaders were came in like very concerned and were like, "Can we help you?" It's like, "Have you seen blah blah blah?" It's like, "No, who?" And then some were like, "Who is that? I never heard of this person." It's like, he plays trombone. We were doing roll call after we took a break, and he went missing. He was here earlier, but now he's not here today. It's like, what? What do you mean you lost him? Like, how do you lose him? And we're like, dude, we don't know. We're just trying to look for him. And it's like, well, what does he look like? And we start looking around, like, the school. We put our instruments down. We start looking, like our instruments, our mallets down. We start looking around. And yeah, no, we couldn't find him. But then, like, our instructor, he gets a call and he's like, hey, we found him. He was somewhere. I forgot where they found him, but he was like, we found him. I was like, oh, well, okay. Well, let's get back to practice, I guess. So, but in the same week, we had the fire alarm get pulled. And then we also had, what was it? We had, a kid go missing. We found him, thank God. Otherwise, that would have been really weird. Like, where the fuck did he go? But we found him. I think. Was there a... oh, actually, going back to what Marin say, there was a time where the percussionist... it's always a percussionist. Where essentially... it was the drumline people. So, he was probably found a lot of shit at Tuba. You know what? That would have been a way funnier answer than, man, I forgot. It's been so many years, man. I forgot a lot of things. Now it's time for me to sleep. Have a good night, Alphaline. Sleep well. But, what was it? Let's see. Oh yeah. So, essentially, what was it? So... with breaking things. So it was what I like to call the three amigos. We had it was drumline. So we had one guy who played tenors, and then two guys who played bass. They were all in the same grade, my grade, and they were the three amigos of causing chaos. Like if anything happened within the band room, the 9 times out of 10 it was gonna be that person. Let's see. One time in high school we were on lockdown for like an hour. My class thought it was worse, but it was because of the fucking food fight with the middle school. Why would they put a school on lockdown and there's a pew pew? I do have a funny story with that. I do have a similar story where the entire school went on lockdown because of something silly. But maybe I'll tell that one later. But what was it? So it was like it was before COVID. So it was before that. Let's see. I'm trying to think. So, essentially, the three amigos, they caused chaos. And basically, our band director had bought, like, this one specific type of stool in bulk because our timpani stool was broken. And the three amigos, they came together with their, like, half a brain cell to make 1.5 brain cells and said... you know what'd be really funny? You know what'd be hilarious, actually? If... if we broke the stools. Like, one stool each day, we break them. And it was super awkward for me being a socially anxious, you know, little ghost. Just sitting there watching these guys just like, you know, like, alright, dude. Sit on it as hard as you can. Alright. 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 You're dude. Okay. Alright, even harder now! And I just kept going. And like, the band director, she was like, hey, you two, three amigos, what are you guys doing? You know, stuff. and they were just, and the band director like rolled her eyes and just kept going. And they kept going for like another 2 times, but before, you know, the band director could like ask again, like, what the hell are you guys doing? They broke the chair. They finally said it hard enough where they broke the chair. And so... and it's like, okay, well, they did that. Alright, well, let's get on to them, and then, you know, go home. But then, the next day, they had, like, they said, you know, let's break the chair again. And basically, they found a way that if you kick it a certain way, you could, you know, break one of the legs off. And so, what they ended up doing... they didn't want to get caught. They didn't want to get caught. What they ended up doing was essentially just finding a way to balance the broken armchair, like leg chair, upside down. Like you wouldn't notice it on the first glance, but I'm sitting there. They're right behind me, so I see them. I literally see them. You know, are sitting there balancing it like a fucking circus act. And I will admit, on first glance, you probably wouldn't even notice that it was broken. But if you took like another glance, you would tell, like, oh yeah, the leg chair is broken, and it's balanced, like basically on its side, and like the leg chair being upside down. And they basically were like trying to like, you know, like take their feet and like scrape up all the like the wood chips and like, you know, sheepishly like shimmy towards the trash can to throw them away. And there was like, I forgot, it was like every day until like all but 2 chairs were broken, essentially. Which, I did see their logic, you know, like, why do you have, like, 10 timpani chairs? We only have 1 timpani. So, I did see their logic, you know, like, oh, you don't need that many. But still, it's just like, my brother in Christ. Why did you need to break 8 chairs? I'm trying to think, what was another fun one? Oh yeah, one of the 3 amigos one day, they are basically just like flipping coins in the percussion closet. You know the one? It's like a little area where we store all of our percussion instruments, essentially. But they were just, you know, hanging out in the percussion closet. They were just hanging out, flipping coins, joking off each other. One of the 3 amigos goes to the quarter, picks it up off the ground, looks at everyone in that closet, dead in the eyes. Bet I won't eat it. And then, before anyone can object or agree, he fucking swallows the whole quarter. The entire quarter. Like, the quarter, he went gulp. And everyone just stood there in shock. Like, what the fuck? Dude, you did not just eat a goddamn quarter. And everyone's laughing about it. And then, basically, I guess everyone was so loud that the manager comes in and she says, "What the heck are you guys laughing about?" And when people say a quarter pounder, that's not what they meant. Love the stories you're yapping about. It's EP time. Yeah. But essentially, she comes in. What the heck are you guys, you know, laughing about? What's so funny that you guys are not practicing? And they just keep laughing. She's like, well, come on. Spit it out. And, and then he just goes, I ate a quarter. And she was like, you what? And that's what like everyone else in the room, because there's just like a little smaller band class essentially. It wasn't like a full-on band class, but yet like 5 other people basically came forward and was like what's going on? And she's like, this double dot. I forgot what she said. She said some kind of like word jumble. Ate a quarter. And basically, she was like, what do you think your mother's gonna say? I don't know, ma'am. I really don't. Everyone's laughing, and she's like, let me go to my office real quick and get you a hall pass so you can go to the nurse. And so he got the hall pass, he went to the nurse. We're all just sitting in her office, just talking about it, and just like, you know, other funny things he's done. He comes back, she like stands up, kind of prompts her from the wall, just like, so, what'd the nurse say? No common sense on that boy. Oh, you're so funny. She props him on the wall, arms crossed. Well, what did the nurse say? She called my mom. Okay, well, what'd your mom say? She's a little mad. A little. She said she expected this from me. Well, and I'm gonna go to the doctor. You probably need to. Yeah, so I'm gonna check out in a little bit. Alright, well, what were you thinking? I think it was kind of funny, ma'am. And we're all just laughing about it. We're all just, you know, goofing off about it. So, there was that kid who ate a fucking quarter. Trying to think, what else was there? There's tons of band stories. And like a good funny one that you can just laugh back on. Trying to think. Oh my god. No, there was one where essentially, gosh. So basically, like, you know, after the award ceremony at a competition, they were like just playing like a bunch of like fun little songs, you know, popular pop songs. And then randomly out of the blue, I actually mentioned this was like probably around the time when like Baby Shark was like really starting to like pop off as a meme. And yeah, no, Baby Shark started playing on the radio, and we all just like kind of like look the fucking press box at the very top of the bleachers, and we just see some like dude just absolutely fucking boogieing out. It's like he is like dancing so hard, it's not even like that guy was just having the time of his fucking life. Like you would think that he is Baby Shark's biggest fan. Like, he was boogieing. Like, there was like the godforsaken baby shark. And I want to say it would have been so much funnier if their like the host school's mascot was a shark, but it wasn't. I forgot what it was, but I didn't leave anything like, man, it would have been so much funnier if their mascot was a shark. But to be fair, I don't really know many schools that have a shark as their mascot. But I imagine if the school has a shark mascot, I'm sure Baby Shark is all they ever hear. Well, hi Random, how's it going? Welcome. We're talking about some of my band stories when I was in band. Gosh. Oh, I guess it's like one that's kind of like inspiring, I guess, for the Bloody Buddies listening in, that also like do some band stuff. Hearing Baby Shark nonstop would be my personal hell. Mary was a band geek? Yes, I was a huge band nerd. It's all I ever talked about for a while. What was it? I'm trying to think. It was like some story. I'm sure there's like more. Oh yeah, I remember now. So, essentially, I've been to a few honor bands. And I've gotten, like, really high chair. Like, I think the lowest chair I had was, like, 3rd. So, really, my biggest advice to someone who is going to a honor band or anything like that, do not, and I mean do not, drop out because you got a low chair. Do not drop out. Because I'll tell you right now, as someone who was promoted from, literally, let me explain this. So, there was one honor band I went to. I had, like, 3rd chair. But, I believe it was, like, the person who was wanting 1st chair. They didn't get 1st chair. They got so upset that they quit the honor band. They went the fuck home. They literally, convinced their parents to, like, hey, let's just go home. This was a waste of my time. And so did the 2nd chair. 2nd chair basically got upset and left. So I got 1st chair. Yep, I got a promotion. And so that's one of my biggest advice. If you're going to an honor band, don't quit. Do not quit. Because I'll tell you right now, yes, while someone might get a promotion, there's a lot of people who are going to sit here and say, well, fuck me, I guess, that's like, because some people, they rely on having, especially in percussion, they rely on having a certain amount of people do a, certain piece. And for percussionists, that means if there's not a certain amount of people to play X amount of parts, that's right, you play multiple parts. We had like a set person on triangle, and we don't have a triangle person anymore. Well, you better get the fucking glockenspiel person. They're gonna play triangle and glockenspiel. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna do measure by measure. Okay, when can you play triangle? If you can't play triangle, then we'll split the parts between 2 people. We don't have enough copies. Well, now we get the director to go all the way to the copy room, make a copy of the triangle piece, come all the way back to the stage, and then be like, all right, here's your triangle piece. All because one person left. It sucks. It really does. So, that's my advice. That's Mary's advice to honor band. Don't quit because you got a lower position. If anything, wear it as a badge of fucking honor when you keep fucking trying, and one day you're going to get a higher place. You're gonna get 3rd. You're gonna get 2nd, 1st chair even. It's gonna be really cool. Basically, like, oh yeah, my very first honor band, I was like the last chair, but after like a year or 2 of doing it, I got 1st chair. It was awesome. Did you have the triangle instrument? I did play the triangle because some people left. But hey, I also got to play some... Okay, can I just say, honor band is an honor. Because, really, how do I put this? I got to do some weird-ass shit. So, there was one time in honor band where I had a double-fisted, essentially, not only was my first time doing this, but I had to do it with 2 hands at once. While also, basically, let me explain. So basically, I got a triangle bow. Not triangle bow, a violin bow. Got a violin bow. And I had to, like, basically go upward on a vibraphone while holding the pedal down. Mary, what's a vibraphone? Vibraphone is basically kind of like a, how do I put it? So basically, it's like think of like a xylophone, but metal. And at the bottom of the vibraphone is like a little, okay, let me start over. Vibraphone is like a metal xylophone. And what was it? So essentially, it has like these pipes underneath it. And you have like a pedal that connects to these pipes. And basically, if you press down on the pedal, it'll become more like, a echo. Instead of going dun 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 dun, it's like bum 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 bum. That's like it becomes like more longer essentially. Instead of going ding ding ding, it's like bum bum bum. And essentially, what I had to do is basically go both hands with the violin bow onto like 2 specific keys, and basically bow the keys. And I should mention, violin bow is like a little stick thing that you use to play the a violin. And basically go upwards on it while holding the pedal down. And at practice, this was okay. A little bit loss of balance, but it's all right. I mean, something I can't do. Then I made the mistake of wearing heels. I wore heels to this honor band because I wanted to look nice. Doesn't violin bows use horse glue? Maybe. I didn't play violin. I don't know. Ask someone who plays violin. But essentially, I didn't fall. Thank goodness I didn't fall. But I was sitting there just like, all right, time to do this. Okay. I'm a little shaky, but I'm fine. And after I do that, I quickly put the bows to the side, and I look up, and I see my band director just like looking at me like, what are you doing? She's like, Mary, what are you doing? You okay? And from there, every time I wore heels to a concert band, she looks at me and is like, are you ever gonna stand up? And I'm like, Miss Band Director, Miss Ma'am, it was a one-time thing. It was a one-time thing. Are you seriously gonna sit here and be like, oh, Mary can't wear heels? Because a one-time thing where I had to basically double hands and violin bows and wear heels while also pushing down on a vibraphone pedal that I did not adjust beforehand? Miss Ma'am. There was that. That was honestly a fun experience, though. I could proudly say that I used a violin a violin bow to basically work with a vibraphone. And I will say, it was a very nice sound. It gave that kind of atmosphere. It's definitely like bum. It's like It gave like the kind of crescendo effect that you can't typically do onto oh, thank you for third random. You can't typically do onto a vibraphone or really any like percussion instrument. Because typically, let me put it this way. A pianist here. Oh, thank you for the hydrates and boops. Thank you. Awawa. Thank you for posture check. Well, I'm actually gonna raise my chair. Yeah. And thank you for 15,000 bloody balls to the community game night. But yeah, no. Let me explain this to you. So essentially, you would probably see this joked with a lot of people who play piano. That the most impossible thing to do. Let me actually get it. Piano. Let's see. Oh, there's no like example of it? Okay, then hold on. We're gonna get paint in here. Alright. And then let me And then paint. Okay, so here you go. The most impossible, literally the most, not the most, the literally impossible thing for a pianist to do. Okay, so we're gonna do like, you know, just. Okay, and then, it doesn't need to be perfect, just, Alright. Oh, Baron Glaze, thank you for 38,000 balls for a community game night. Okay, so you ready? This is impossible for a pianist. This is literally impossible for a pianist. And I will tell you why. The reason why this is impossible for a pianist is because piano players, their whole thing is press. And that's it. Sure, you can have velocities, like you can like basically do like, oh yeah, if you press, you know, a note quietly, it's gonna go dun. But if you press a note like loud, it's go dung. But you can't crescendo from soft to loud. You can't press a note and go da. Can't do that. I want to steal the word today. And you have an issue with that? I guess we'll change it for you. We're gonna do band. Yeah, band. Like, let's band together and choose the word today. But yeah. And I should also say that drummers, any percussionist, can't do that either. Because their whole thing is hit, stick, on platform. So, you can't, like, how do I put this? If you get, like, a pencil and basically just go, like, just drop it onto the thing, is it gonna, can you make that go from soft to loud just by doing, no you can't. You can do multiple hits where you go like, where you basically go like you get louder over time, but you can't just hit a single note. My point with this being, that's what the whole violin bow was supposed to do, essentially, onto a vibraphone with the pedal down. You were able to create that effect because you're slowly going up with the violin bow, but while exerting pressure as the higher you go up. And I think that was super fucking cool. I wish I remembered the piece. Like the piece that was, you know, like played. But I don't. It was super cool though. See though. What was it? Oh, I also got, like I mentioned earlier, I did 4 mallets. Oh my god, Madden, thank you for the 1,000 balls for, sorry, 1,900 bloody balls for community game night. What was it? I also did 4 mallets, which is basically, sorry, I guess my allergies are getting up now. My nose is like getting really, really nasally. I feel like Mary has an unresolved grudge from her band years ago. Grudge? No. Love? Absolutely. Like, I have literally said, like, there are times when, like, band was the reason I still went to school. Like, I had no other reason to go to school other than band. Because that's where, like, a lot of my fun times were. Like, that's where I enjoyed school the most, was literally in band. Now I must go eat. I gotta wake up at 3 in the morning just to take some meds. Oh, jeez, we'll have some good, get some good rest. Not in. Have a good night. Sleep well. But yeah, no. And part of me wants to go back to school, like whether it be like university, college, or whatever, just to play band again, because I miss playing an instrument. I love music. Fun fact, Bloody Buddies, before your Bloody Oshi became a streamer, your Bloody Oshi wanted to be a band teacher or a music teacher, whether it be like, you know, for like a school band, like, you know, middle, elementary, you know, college, whatever the hell, or gosh, I'm trying to think with the words. Or like, you know, just cause, like just have like a private little thing where I teach kids how to play instrument, or adults, you know, whoever. I want to do that for a living, but unfortunately, college is expensive. Like, holy shit. I could not afford to go to college. And I'm okay with that. People are like, oh, that sucks you couldn't, you know, do your dream. Dude, I'll be so for real. I'm kind of glad I didn't go to college. Because now it's just kind of like I get to do my own little thing. I have my own little thing to do. And I'm happy with that. Okay with that. I live my life basically, you know, retail work and then stream. And then work on stuff for my stream. I remember my first grade music teacher, she was a really weird person. It was me, I'm sorry. No, I probably would have been that really weird, you know, like, teacher. Like, you know, like, Miss Mary, you know. The other day I saw her, you know, dancing to some Japanese music. It was super weird. Little did they know that I'm becoming an idol. What's a finals? Wait, Great Fear? Yep, college years is experience. I mean, hey, finals are coming up. I mean, good for you, honestly. You can probably, you know, successfully go through college without like a, you know, after you're done with college though. I mean, really, your biggest fear is just, you know, oh God, summer's gonna end quickly. You're a 70-year-old woman. I'm 500! They could say yes. I am pretty old. Although 70 is quite young, honestly. 70 is quite young. My first year of college, I have at least one more to go, possibly more. I mean, hey, all I'm saying is just, you did a lot this school year. Like, make sure you enjoy your summer. Really enjoy that summer, because you absolutely deserve it. You probably did so much work in it, it's gonna pay off for the summer. Eventually, your life, hopefully. But you're dead? And you're saying your first grade music teacher wasn't? How can you prove that she was? That's right, you can't. You cannot prove that she's alive or dead. You might have been seeing a ghost this entire time. Bruh. How do you expect me? Okay, I guess I'm doing this. I don't think ghosts can get sick. I can prove you wrong so fast. My allergies are coming up. It's allergy season, guys. You know, the pollen hell. My art file is gonna be super cool. I'm making a kick-ass sword. Dude, that's gonna be sick. It is pricey by myself through college, but I started my therapy because I had to save up enough to not work during that time. That is so real. That is so real. Oh gosh, House Mary. She was gonna go to college, but she just could not find like the time to do it. Because she's working a full-time job while also going to college. It's possible, but you have to like get like little to no sleep. And House Mary loves to sleep. So she ended up basically saying, yep, nope, we're not doing this. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope. Rotate. But, what was it though? I'm trying to think. So, what else is there to talk about regarding band? Do I have any other fun band stories? Let's see. Oh gosh. Oh, I know. It's not really a band story, but it's a fun school story. So, I don't know how many schools did this. I know that a lot of schools in my area did this because they were talking about it, apparently. And I've heard people talk about it, like, when they come into, like, my workplace, oh, we're here because, senior skip day. Where basically all the seniors band together on one day and skip school. The issue is, though, like, my school, they expect it. They were like, basically, alright, seniors, when's your skip day? So we can basically all just, the teachers can plan that day off. The teachers don't go to school on senior skip day. At least for the seniors. So, if the seniors are coming to school, the teachers aren't coming to school, then surely it's an excused absence, right? Nope. Funny, you know how, I checked my attendance because they have us do that. So there's no excuse like, oh, well, you didn't see it. You didn't see you had an unexcused absence. I do that, and sure enough, it said I have an unexcused absence. And I go up to my teacher and I'm like, hey, I'm a perfect attendance student. Why do I have an unexcused absence? And he looks at it, he's like, that is weird. Why do you have an unexcused absence? And then, like, a bunch of other students started checking their attendance. And they're like, I also have an unexcused... We all have an unexcused absence. And he was like, that's not right. Here, go to the office and ask about that. He picked me and, like, 2 other students, basically go to the office and ask about that. Like, hey, why do we have an unexcused absence? Because even the teachers weren't here. Like, the teachers were the one who basically requested that we take senior day because that's just a thing seniors do. Well, were you guys here? No. Did you have an excuse for why you were leaving? It was senior skip day. Did you have a valid excuse? What do you mean, valid excuse? What do you mean by valid excuse? The teachers weren't even here. The fuck you mean? My thing is, okay, if it was just the kids, okay, maybe I can understand, why, you counted us as unexcused. But the teachers also didn't show up. So to me, that sounds more like a, hey, schedule around this. This is excused because we were told not to come. All the teachers told us, seniors, do not come to school. None of your teachers will be here. Unless they teach like a lower grade. And so basically she was giving us sass like, well, I mean, it's not like a Dr. Snow. It's not like, like a work excuse. So I'm going to count it as unexcused. Because it's not a valid excuse. I'm just like, alright. We went back and like half that period was spent complaining about the front office. Because she is so like passive aggressive with everything. And she is such a bitch. We didn't say bitch. But my teacher did say, that's why I love academia. Oh yeah, true. Like I said, band was the reason I still went to school. Because I did not enjoy my time in school. Like, it was alright. I got through my days, whatever. But for the most part, it was just like dude, I can't wait for this class to be over with. So I'm just like an hour closer to band. Hi, Lightroom. Hi, Tyranitar. How's it going? Welcome. But yeah, no. A lot of my, time in school, like time during class, just like, man, can this go by any faster? I'm ready to go to band class. And I will say, the first few classes in the morning are so slow because the entire time I'm going, man, I cannot wait for band class. I cannot wait to get out of here and then be just an hour closer to band class. Because I enjoyed it. I love band. My experience at school can be something of an American Rising quote. Kids are cruel. Oh yeah, I felt that. I was the bullied kid in school. Fair reason, in my opinion. I was a weird kid. I will say I was quite a weird kid. What am I doing? Okay, there you go. But still it's kind of like sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. We're 75% done. Wow. It is still dirty, apparently. There we go. Done. All this right here done? I guess it's just this place now. Clean. Woo. Yeah, no. Gosh, what was it? I essentially, gosh. I'm trying to think. What's another fun story? Oh! So, I gotta ask. Have you ever had that one person in school who basically just used you to get something they wanted? Would it be like, you know, like, oh, they were like super close to you, but then you just find out that they just wanted like some like, you know, answers off of you. They want like test sheets or like a good pencil or whatever. I had that happen. And the reason why they wanted to be my friend? Oh gosh. I mean, it was like legitimate friendship, I feel like. I'm like really stretching for that answer. I'll be so for real. But still, it's just kind of like, you look back on it, it's just like, were you really my friend, or were you just using me? And I suppose I'll never get the answer, but... No, what was it, though? One time in school, there was basically a teacher who announced that she was pregnant. And to celebrate, the teachers came together and threw her a surprise baby shower. And basically, all the teachers were there, so what ended up happening was the students were given free reign. Well, because they had a person, like, basically watching the cameras, essentially. And, you know, they could just walk around whoever they want. It's like a free day of school. So, essentially, you know, I really, you know, had no friends. The friends I did have were either older than me or younger than me. It was never, like... Well, there were a few friends I had. They were, like, the same grade as me. But, typically, during, like, lunch period or, like, break period, I wanted to go hang out with the friends that were older or younger than me because, well, I don't see them that often. And I spend my time, you know, during, you know, like, you know, class or whatever, hanging out with my friends in my grade because I see them more often. I have an entire PE class with them. I mean, come on. So, I used this free day to go hang out with my, you know, my friends that were a little bit older than me. And we're just kind of walking around the school. They go, "Hey, Mary, aren't you in band?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in band. Why? You want to go hang out in the band room? I'm sure Mr. Blah, blah, blah wouldn't mind." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, we go hang out in the band room. I'm sure he wouldn't mind." And so we go to the band room. I was like, "Hey, the lights are off. Do you want me to turn the lights on?" No, keep them off, keep them off. I was like, "Okay." And I'm just kind of sitting around, and it's just like, it is really dark in here because there's no windows in there. I'm like, maybe I can find like my instrument and start practicing. And so I turn around, like, "Hey, actually, you guys are over there. Can I see my instrument?" And I turn around, and unsay-so things were unveiling before my eyes. And I cannot go into detail of what they were. But little precious me, who has no idea what any of that does, was traumatized. I was like, "Oh my god!" And the other guy who was there, he basically just like, "Oh crap, Mary's getting overwhelmed. Let me walk her out of there." And essentially was like, "Hey, Mary, are you okay?" What? They were doing that, weren't they? Yeah, they were doing that. Why? Because they love each other, Mary. I'm like, I'm scared. It's like, just wait right here, okay? They'll be done before you know it. I let them there, didn't I? You did leave them there. Oh, no! And that was probably the most traumatizing thing I have ever witnessed. And basically say, yeah, I had trust issues with them afterwards. I had issues basically coming to trust them because I was like, how dare you? I thought we were just gonna hang out in the band room. I thought it's gonna be an innocent thing and just hanging out in the band room. What's the, you know, we just hang out because that's what everyone's doing. We're just hanging out. They were more than just hanging out. And I was traumatized, to say the least of it. And I was so scared. I was like, ah! I was scared, buddies. Buddies, I was scared. Even to this day, I'm not a big fan of the unsay-so things. Which I appreciate in myself, honestly. I don't like the unsay-so stuff. That's okay. There was that. That was a fun school story. That was another fun school story. What's another fun school story that I can think of that can... Well, I think the human race has lost its living privileges. Gosh, what's another fun school story, though? I'm trying to think. There's lots of them. I just gotta think of one that's, like, safe to tell. Let's see. How else to get this dirty anyway? Huh? Get this dirty. Ooh. It's not a fun story. Let's see. Come on, I need help, guys. Give me your school stories and I'll basically base it off that. Give me your school stories. That can, like, basically, oh yeah, that reminds me of this one time where, blah 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 happened. I think. I think. Like, I have a really good school story. Let me think. Think like really hard of like what is like a good school story. One that's like, oh Mary, that's a great story. I'll forever remember that. One time me and a buddy of mine got into a misunderstanding at lunch. She just yells my last name and I froze on the spot. Oh dude. Okay, no, that does remind me of one story. Okay, so that actually did remind me of one story. So, I will say, my old school had a bias. Mary's school had a bias towards the popular girls. Basically, if the popular girls said anything, doesn't matter how bizarre it is, all the staff at school will believe it. Like, one of the girls could basically come in and say, oh, the sky is blue. The sky is purple. And they believe it without a second thought. Like, oh yeah, Elena. Oh yeah, the sky is definitely purple. I 100% believe you. And you worked out, but that's what I learned for the one that if I female. Oh, you guys! I finally added the word stream boo as a reportable word, as a bannable word, and so now you guys don't get to see the bots, but I do. And oh boy, do I get to basically sit here and be like, ha ha, you got. You got, bot. No more, you know, botting for you. No botting in Chima Mary's stream. I'm so smart for doing that. Oh yeah, so but essentially, popular girls I was a debate kid, and one of my friends, maybe I should have said, master debater and wore it. The principal forced to turn it inside out, but to be honest, that made it worse. Oh my god. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. I have another story for that, but keep that there, okay? Keep that bubbled. Okay, so essentially, popular girls, they could say literally anything, and the school staff will think it's true, okay? So, one time, Mary was, at lunch, and Mary had a lot of female friends. They had a lot of girly girlfriends. Or not they. She had a lot of girly girlfriends. Who, did girly things like makeup. And so, during lunch period, they would eat quickly and then go to the bathroom to do makeup. Make themselves look pretty for class, even though no one really cares. I'll be so for real for you. Still, they wanted to do their makeup. And I basically spent the time, I just kind of sat, at the table by myself. Because I did not do makeup. I wasn't a makeup girl. Still not. I don't really do makeup that much. But essentially, what ended up happening was one day they were doing makeup in the bathroom, and I was like, I just got done eating the messiest Cheetos, like, known to man. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick to wash my hands real quick, and also check with my friends because I wonder what was taking so long because they normally don't take this long in the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, and they're just chit-chatting in there. I was like, oh, hey, guys, how's it going? And they're like, oh, nothing much. We're just, hanging out. Just got done doing our makeup. I was like, okay. Well, I'm going to be out there, I got to wash my hands. And I was like, well, I'm back out in the lunchroom. If you need anything, just let me know. And they're like, okay, Mary, we'll see you in a little bit. And I went back to the bathroom. I said, the lunchroom. Lunch was over. I went to go to the bathroom. To, basically called, basically, hey, we're leaving now. And while I was in there, I noticed that the sink was leaking. And I was like, huh, the sink is leaking. I'm really good friends with the janitor because we went to a same church. I'm going to let them know, the janitor know that, hey, the sink is leaking. And see if, she can't do anything about it. And that's what I did. I went to I found the janitor on the way back to class. And I said, hey, ma'am, the sink in the girls' bathroom is leaking. The one near the lunchroom. And she's like, oh, thank you for letting me know. I will get right on it. And that was that. Nothing crazy. Right? Right? Wrong! What ended up happening is the teacher took about a good 5 minutes to get back into class. But when she did, she returned with the assistant principal. Oh boy, the assistant principal. Let me just say, she hated our guts. So not only was the popular girls word took verbatim, but she also had a bias against us. A bias for the popular girls, bias against the unpopular girls. Oh, so she basically, oh yeah, that sounds so true. I believe exactly what they said just now. So, we get called into the office. There's like at least 9 of us there. 9 of us, just all sitting in the office. And we go in increments of 3. No particular order, just 3 of us who haven't been seen go into the office. We're all worried. We're all sitting here looking at each other like, what did we do? Because we have legitimately no clue. We also talk about, it's like, what do we do today? And basically we come up with nothing. Not a zilch zero. And essentially what ended up happening was, it was like, we were called, me and then 2 other girls, one of them being my best friend. We were called into her office. So, why did you guys vandalize the girls' bathroom? We all looked at each other like, huh? Vandalize? We didn't vandalize the girls' bathroom. What do you mean? Oh, don't play dumb. There were basically toilet paper snot rolls all over the roof. You guys were flicking boogers into the mirror. You guys destroyed the bathroom sink and didn't tell the janitor. And also, you were just spreading makeup for each other. Like, no offense, but that is, I don't mean to be a germaphobe, but that is, such an easy way to get infections. Do you guys not care about infections? And we all just kind of like, whoa now, what? We were like so confused, like, the fuck you mean? Like, no, we didn't do any of that. I was like, you know, hey, I didn't go to the bathroom but once just to wash my hands. And she's like, and she basically said cap the entire time, like she had proof or something like that it was us. But she didn't have proof that it was us. So it's just basically just sitting there just like trying to like basically tell someone, you know, like who hates our guts, like, hey, we're innocent. Nuh-uh. That's what it felt like, honestly. It basically just felt like going against the principal when all she's doing is saying nuh-uh. And at one point, she was about, you know, like going into more detail about the whole makeup thing. She's like honestly, like I don't get why you guys care about makeup so much because, like, it's a school. You don't need to wear makeup. Well, she's wearing 50 pounds of makeup, might I add. You can definitely tell she has foundation on. And essentially, I decide, you know, to be the innocent person I was like, ma'am, don't mean to interrupt, but I don't wear makeup. That's great, sweetheart, but I really don't care about you right now. What do you mean you don't care about me right now? You're the goddamn assistant principal! It is your job to make sure that the kids feel cared for! The fuck you mean? Straight up telling me I don't care about you right now. I was like, what? And also, basically, she just like she still just kept going on and on. It got to a point where basically we had no choice but just to be like, I'm sorry. Even though it wasn't our fault. And sure enough, we went to the bathroom. There were no boogers on the mirror. There were no fucking, you know, like balls of wet toilet paper on the roof. None of that. None of that. The sink was still leaking. So we know damn well it wasn't like the fault of like the janitor, you know, like, oh, she cleaned it all up. No. She did, it was still untouched. And she didn't need to go to the fucking, yeah. I swear to God, if the janitor was there and basically was like, hey, hold on. If the janitor was there, she would have been like, hey, these kids, you know, they didn't do this. I'm looking at it right now. They did not do any of that. And also, they told me about the sink issue. So, it's not like, you know, anything like that. But no. No. She just immediately took for word what the popular girl. Because apparently what happened was, after we like talked for a little bit, we found out what it was. Apparently there was a girl who literally walked to the bathroom, saw us in there, and then turned around. Didn't do anything, just walked in and then turned around. And I guess she had an issue with us being in the bathroom. So she fucking told told one of the teachers. Teacher told the principal, and the principal was like, we ain't doing this shit today. And I should mention, because of that, our school had a rule basically, if you got in trouble at all that year, if there's a field trip, you're not allowed to go on it. Yeah, no, all my friend group was held back from going on a field trip. Which, to be fair, some of them were like, okay, yeah, they were definitely troublemakers. Like, one of my friends needs someone in the face, like, just cuz. Well, it wasn't just cuz, but... yeah, no, it was a lot, so... But I was only in there because of the fucking bathroom incident. And all I did was make the cardinal sin of washing my hands. I did the unforgivable sin of washing Cheeto dust off my hands. And I got caught into like, oh, you vandalized the bathroom! Favorite memories was when a popular boy finally got what she deserved. Oh, do tell. I fucking love those stories. I fucking love those stories. I have a story similar to that, but it involves not safe for work thing, so I'm not gonna talk about it too much. Hey, did the assistant principal not walk into the bathroom barefoot yet? Apparently not, because I feel like she wouldn't have called all of us to the office if she did. If she did, then I feel like it would have been like, okay, well, I'm still gonna bitch at them anyways. But not to the point of like, oh, well, you guys vandalized the bathroom. So, yeah. And sure enough, I talked to the fucking janitor at church. I was like, hey, did you hear about that? And she was like, I heard about it. What exactly happened? Because I didn't see anything like that. I assumed the other janitor did the work. And sure enough, the same janitor also went to the same church. I asked him. He's like, no. I assumed the other janitor did the work. So it was literally just like a thing of like, oh, okay, so basically the bathroom was fine. Which I will say the female one, she admitted that, yeah, she was the one who fixed the sink. She fixed the sink, so good on her. But still, it's just like, dude. I sat there and I was just kind of like, what the fuck? School. Don't you love it? Don't you love social hierarchies? Eh. Ah. Look at the top part there. Yeah. It's kind of relaxing, actually. It's fun. I like just yapping with you guys. Fun. POWERWASH simulator and chill while we just yap. Yappity, yappity, yap, yap. Basically, she tried framing me with the school's harassment policy. Says when staff asked various students for information, all of them were like, what? No, Red's innocent here. So they had brought the popular girl who was glaring daggers at me. Staff apologized and let me go. Then they even got my mom involved. She was like, yeah, no, he wouldn't do that. My high school was a bit more chill. People basically left me alone. That's how I feel like it is, like these, like, you know, typically. Basically, middle school is where all the bullying and shit happens. But in high school, everyone's just like, yeah, we have our own cliques. We just go to our, you know, we just hang out with our friends. We just leave people alone. Crazy. I was crazy once. That does remind me, though. What was it? Oh, God. So essentially, one that got my mom involved was essentially the time when the assistant principal was a math teacher. She was a math teacher before she became assistant principal. And essentially, when she was a math teacher, there was one time the school day had just started. I am not even kidding you. The school day had just started. They just got through morning announcements. The teachers were outside in the hallway, basically conversing with each other. And I saw this lady here. She looked at me. And she said, come here. While also doing a little, like, finger thing. Like, you know, like signal over. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, yes, ma'am. Mary, your socks are too short. You're going to have to go to the office and get some better socks. My socks were too short! And like, are you serious? I was like, oh, okay. Do I need to grab my bag? She's like, no, just go. Call your mom, whoever you live with, and get some new socks. What the fuck? I know! It's like, I don't believe you, Mary, but it actually fucking happened. I don't know how to I don't know how to, like, prove it, but it actually happened. And so, obviously, I go to the office, and she's like, and the lady's like, how can I help you? I'm like, Miss blah 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 told me I need to come and make a phone call. My socks are too short. Like, okay, you're out of dress code? Yes, ma'am. Like, alright, well, go ahead and make a phone call. I'm like, okay, let me call my mom real quick. I call my mom, she's like, hello? And I was like, "Hi, Mom, it's me." She's like, "Oh, hey, sweetheart, what's going on? Are you in trouble?" I'm like, "Kind of. Miss blah 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 said my socks were too short. Can you make me some new socks?" She said what? And all I'm gonna say is my mom, she was very much like a no one touches my sweet child like that. And essentially she was like that. She got like really protective. She's like, "Alright, fine, yeah, I'll come out there, I'll bring you some new socks. But also bring my basically my mouth as well." So she got like a pair of like, you know, long socks, because I should these are no more than like ankle socks. What I currently have was no more than ankle socks. Like I was sitting there like, are my socks too small? Like, are they like not? Are they like too small? Do I need to get new socks? No. Are we so for real? No. And she got me some like basically like, you know, like basically like I don't know how to word it other than like, you know, like calf high socks. And basically, when she got there, she's like, "Let me speak to that teacher real quick." And essentially, I don't know what was said, but I imagine she gave her hell. Like she did not. She held back no punches. It's like what I like to imagine, essentially. And so yeah, probably reason to urge to sock it to him. Probably, knowing my mother, probably. Mother Mary was very much like a, "I'll show them no mercy. How dare you, like, get my child's order wrong." Or something like that. She was very much like, no one messes with my kid and get away with it, essentially. She wasn't like Karen, I would say. But she would act Karen-esque. I don't know how to word it. She wasn't a Karen, but she would definitely act like one for me. If you messed with me, you messed with Mom, essentially. No one messes through Mary without messing through my mother, essentially. I think that's the best way to put it. And so, yeah, that was, there was that sock incident. There was also one time during that math class where we were working in groups, and basically it was at the end of the day, and the teacher told me it was like 5 minutes before school let out. 5 minutes. And we had basically we are allowed to have phones in this school. We were allowed, but basically it was like if it's found like to be during a time when a teacher does not allow it, then you can't be on it, essentially, and it will be confiscated. Because that goes against the school policy. Like, yeah, we allow you to have phones, but make sure you're not using it during class, essentially. And if you're found to be using it during class, it'll get confiscated. And essentially, it was 5 minutes before school let out. 5 minutes! It could not wait, like, 5 minutes, but I forgot to turn my notifications off on my phone. I had them loud. And essentially, we're chit-chatting. I have my phone on my desk because we're about to leave school. My phone goes off. Loudly. The class goes silent. And the teacher just goes, "What was that?" And I'm frozen for a little bit, and she's like, "Is anyone gonna tell me whose phone that was? Be honest." And me, being a good kid I was honest. I got up, I was like, it was my phone. She's like, "Mary, come here." I was like, "Yes, ma'am." I walk up to the front of the class, to her desk, and she's like, "Give me your phone." And I hand her my phone. She's like, "You're not gonna get this back until I'd have a talk with your mother." 5 minutes before school let out! It doesn't fucking matter at this rate! We were just sitting in our desk talking with each other! This was not like a fucking, like, you're in the middle of the class, which we were in class, but it's the way like, alright, you guys can just do whatever you want. School's about to let out. And she confiscated my phone and told me I cannot have it back until she has a talk with my mom. So, funny enough, I grab my bags, the bell rings, I go to the car rider line. Thank God it was a car rider line and not a fucking bus. I didn't have to go all the way to school, back home. Tell my mom, hey, my phone's at the school. I have to go talk to the teacher, and go all the way back. It was car rider. I got in the car. I was like, hey, mom, before we go, you need to talk to the teacher real quick because she took my phone away. Why did she take your phone away? Because it went off during class? What? I was like, let me. It was like a few minutes ago. Few minutes ago. How long ago was this? I was like 5 minutes before we left. And she pulled straight into a fucking staff parking spot. She wasn't supposed to park there, and luckily she didn't get in trouble with that. But she's like, wait right here. I need to go say a few words to this teacher. I was like, okay, mom. And so I just, like, while she was going to do that, I just got my drawing journal. And I just started drawing in the car. I was just like, I'm just drawing. Rematch of the century. It was a rematch, really. And essentially, she went in there and acted like maybe like an hour, because she kept the car on because it was a little warm outside. So of course she kept it on so I can actually have some like cold air. And essentially, after like an hour of like drawing in my journal, she comes back and she's like, here's your phone. And if she ever gives you issues again, I will make sure she's fired. I'm like, oh, yes, ma'am. Now, what do you want to eat? She was awesome. I am genuinely curious, though, because I will say, my mom was the type of mom that basically not cuss around me. Like, I could be like, she could literally just be like, like, oh, I am, I am, like, old enough to hear cuss words. I am probably old enough to typically say cuss words. But she would be like, well, shoot. Until I want to say, like, maybe, like, 14, I want to say. When I was, like, 14, she started saying, well, shit. Well, fuck. She started, like, saying cuss words, remember. But during that time, she was like, well, shoot. Or, sit right here, I need to go say a few mean words to her, essentially. I feel like how people get all protective over you, it never gets old. At least to me. Dude, I felt that so hard. It is really, like, a good feeling when I'm, like, basically, like, a teacher, or like, really anyone, really, I guess you could say. When someone gets super protective over you, it's just like, oh, you care about me. Wow. Wow. So cool. Take care. Smile. I'm trying to think. What else was there? Fun school stories, anything of the sorts. I'm trying to think. A fun little story that Chima Mary has. Or specifically remembers. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think real hard. I'm getting the phasmophobia controls. I'm mixing the phasmophobia controls. Gosh. Back in middle school, after the finally popular kid karma incident, my friends were on high alert, so if somebody looked funny at me, the person would be in their instant crosshairs. There was another fun incident. Oh, I know a good one. So, running it back to a previous story I had. Remember the you know, the friends I had that basically, you know, used me to get into the band room, do some funny shit, quote, you know, basically do some things that they were definitely not supposed to do. Well, they were a grade above me, as I said, and when they went off to go, when I was still in middle school, they were like a year ahead of me, so they were in high school a year before I was. Basically, we had a protective, you know, not, you know, hey kids, make sure if you're doing anything lewd, you're doing it safely, essentially. One of those type of classes, essentially. That said, I'm gonna say the word because, haha, I'm pretty sure you guys know what it is. Essentially, they were talking to us, and we're like, yeah, but at least you're not like this one couple who recently got in trouble at the high school. And we're like, what are you talking about? It's like, I won't name names, but real helpful, Teach. But basically, there was these two kids who snuck out of class to go do some, you know, naughty stuff on the football field and think they wouldn't get caught. And we're like, huh? And then one kid, like, basically, like, after the class ends, was like, who was part of our friend group, was like, it was these people, weren't they? And she was like, I can't confirm or deny that. But also just kind of, like, gives a look of, like, it was definitely them. And it was like, how do you know that? And she was like, they told me about it when they got suspended. Oh, they got suspended, did they? Wonder why? But yeah, no, there was that. They got karma. Got suspended. There was also rumors of them doing stuff, you know, in places they shouldn't. You know, obviously. I feel like the football field and the band room is already bad enough, but in definitely places you shouldn't do it. And quite frankly, I got uncomfortable around them. When high school came around, they were like, oh, Mary, we missed you so much. I'm like, yeah, I definitely missed you too. Or like missed the time without you. Cause I ain't all about that life. You fucking used me to do nasty shit in the goddamn band room. I was traumatized in that corner for the rest of the fucking 2 years I was there. I didn't say that, but I wanted to. But essentially, from there, the girl got suspended again. I think it was both of them. I think it was both of them, actually, I lied. They both got suspended again for that year when I got into high school for doing nasty stuff. But she didn't come back this time. Not because, you know, oh, you know, she got expelled for good. No. She got gregnant. She got gregnant. She was having a baby. And she never came back to school. She dropped out of school to take care of her upcoming kid. And I'm just like, dude. Ooh. Children. Gross. I'm kidding. But yeah, no. There was that. I'm kind of glad I don't talk to them anymore, obviously, because what the fuck? I really only talk to, like one person, like, anymore since school. Like, not even since high school, since school period. And I'm sure she remembers them. A part of me wants to call her and be like, hey, do you remember these people? Good riddance at bad company. But yeah, no, I do wonder sometimes, like, what do you think they're up to? I assume, you know, she's, you know, being a mother, but, like, is she being a good one? Oh, part of me actually, I should look her up, actually. Oh god, what was her name? What was her name? Oh my gosh. Oh, I remember, hold on, I'm gonna look this up. No, that's not her. Hmm. Oh, I think she may have gotten married. No, that's definitely not her. Press X to doubt. I'll have to ask my friend that I still talk to, because she was there for the whole thing. She was like my... Okay, so funny. So, my friend from school, my only friend from school that I still talk to today, I don't know how to put it other than it's like one of those typical tropes. When we first met, like, she told me this like a few years ago. Like, I won't say like a few years ago, like maybe like, you know, like about like a year or two ago. Apparently when we first met, she hated my guts. Like, she was just like, oh, you just gonna come walk into this friend group and just expect to be everyone's friend. Well, here's the thing, bucko, you're not gonna be my friend. But it was just like, hey, I got bullied and I basically really had no friends. I got into Pokemon and I was wanting more, you know, like, people to talk about it with. Can I talk to you guys about it? Well, she realizes that now, obviously. She was like, looking back on it, she's like, she was just mad at me for no reason. But now she's like, we're like best friends. What really, like, after like being 1 year in the friend group, she was still, like, she talked to me still. But it was just more of like a, oh, hey, you know, we know each other, we're in the same friend group, whatever. And at, like, 1 year, it was just like, after like being in the friend group for 1 year, we started realizing we had the exact same schedule. Like, every class was, like, you know, like, we're like, alright, well, I'll see you later. Oh, hey, you're in this class, too. Fun. And then it's like, alright, well, it was nice seeing you. I'll see you next class. Oh, hey, you shared this class, too. Huh, stop following me. And essentially, it was like that for many years. Like, so many years. It was like that for a long time. Like, it's crazy how long it was before, you know, like, yeah. Like, I think we were, like, had the same schedule for, like, 4 years. Like, it got to a point where, like, okay, after, like, the second year of it happening, we kind of just, like, got our schedule. We walked into each other. All right, we have this class. Okay, class. We have the same schedule. Let's go! And I will say, we had the exact same schedule until, like, I think it was before I moved schools. Yeah, we had the exact same schedules until I moved schools. And even when I moved school, if you were still like, alright, let's call up. Okay, when do you have English? Oh, I have English, you know, first. Ah, damn it, I have English fourth period. Well, maybe if we still went to the same school. But yeah, no, we became like ride or die, like, after that. It was awesome. And I still talk to her today. Like, I wonder what she's doing right now. And the thing is, like, me and her, we had this, like, kind of friendship. Oh, hello, hold on. You come into the stream. I heard rumors that a day extincted animal. Oh no! It's so satisfying. Also, hi. Hello! How's it going, BB? Oh gosh, what was it? I gotta think. And we were also, like, polar opposites, I should mention. Like, personality. We had a lot of the same interests, yes. But our personalities were so, like, you know, like, polar opposites. So essentially, you know, she was the type to make lewd jokes. I was the type to basically just get scared at the thought of the word sex. Okay, she was a very, you know, aggressive person and would always get into fights at school. I was a pacifist. And it's just like, we just got along so well. And I'm so glad that we still do, like, to this day. Like, we just call each other up and be like, what's up, bitch? The dire wolves are back from extinction. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Or Basilosaurus. Anyone who says, well, go talk to him. No, I want to live. Wait, on my way back to class this past week, I've been getting many heart attacks. I could have sworn I saw one of my old middle school friends. Same one who yelled my last name and scared me near death. Oh, dude. Actually, that's so funny. Because, what was it? Last night, I went to Waffle House. And I was on call with my housemate. Because she was at work and she's basically on break. And I was just talking to her. I want to be friends with someone exactly like that. That's fair. That's fair. What was it? And what was it? Oh, yeah. I was talking to my housemate. She was on break. And I went quiet. Because I was sitting, like, near a window. And essentially, the Waffle House was empty. Except for some people that walked in. I looked at the window, the reflection of it. I knew them. and I didn't want to say anything. So what I ended up doing, okay, I should mention, these weren't like people that are like bad people. They're just people, you know, that they were in my grade. I graduated with them. I didn't talk to them. They didn't talk to me. We just knew each other enough to basically be like, yeah. They were in band. I just didn't talk to them. But I knew them. And I wanted to avoid that conversation. You know the conversation. If you've graduated school, you know which one I'm talking about. Like, oh my god, how you been? I don't want to talk to them about that. I didn't tell you my life when I was in school with you. What makes you think I'm going to tell you my life now? Okay? In fact, something tells me if I were to talk to them and they ask, oh, how you been? I'm going to be like, oh, shit, actually. I went to prison 5 times. I'm a convicted felon. And if you want proof, I'm not going to tell you to look it up or anything. But I'm just saying, if you do, you're not gonna find it because it was like, oh, it got like blacklisted. It was like if the public got out about it, you go, oh man, you don't want to know. You don't want to know what I did. Oh man, I would like lie to my fucking teeth. I was like, oh, where you work? Oh, you know, I work at the jail cell that I went to jail to. You know, yeah. Want proof? I'm not gonna show you the proof. I can't show you the proof. There is no proof. Just think of the worst thing possible. Oh yeah, I did that. Oh, the second thing worse possible, I did that too. It's even worse when you see someone who was your teacher. Oh dude, yeah, because they want to talk to you. They want to talk to you. Oh, you're so right. You're so right about that. At least with, like, you know, someone you graduated with, it's just like, okay, well, they kind of have a similar mindset at the very least. But with, you know, teachers, oh god. I mean, some of them I would talk to. There are a few teachers who would be like, oh my god, hi, I missed you, how you doing? But a lot of them apparently, I've been talking to someone who, there was one person that was in a friend group of mine that did recognize me in public while I was at work. We talked for a little bit, and she was like, yo, you remember this teacher? Yeah, they retired. I'm like, no! No! I miss that teacher! No, my teacher Oshi graduated. No! I do know one teacher that's I say graduating. That's gonna retire soon. It's because, like, he always talked about basically, oh yeah, I love teaching, but once my daughter, you know, graduates from school, I'm retiring. Which fair. I mean, what was it, 18 years of teaching? Or actually, probably more because he had multiple kids and he was waiting for his last one to graduate. Dude, it takes a lot, I assume. So, he's gonna retire soon. I forgot how old his youngest daughter is, but he's gonna retire soon, which sucks, but oh well. What am I gonna do? Go up to the school and be like, hey, cool teacher, what's up? No, I'm not that type of person. I miss a teacher, but I'm not gonna go to the school and be like, what's up? I'm here just to see you. Simply run in the opposite direction. Wall in the way, break it. Exactly! Exactly, Red Storm. But, oh gosh. Yeah, no. I was... oh gosh. I'm trying to think. One second. I forgot. Oh yeah. Essentially though, last night, I know what it was because I saw the shirt they were wearing. They were working at a restaurant right across from the Waffle House, and it just closed. And so they were there to basically just, you know, grab some food and then go home. And I'm just sitting there just like, fuck, it's someone I knew. It's someone I knew. Okay, I didn't know them personally, but also I look a little different from what I did in high school. Maybe they will recognize me. And I was just basically just barking on the fact that please don't, you know, please don't recognize me. I'm not gonna look at them. I'm not gonna look at them. I'm just gonna keep my head facing the window. I am not gonna turn around or anything like that. And essentially, at one point, I had to grab my food. I'll have a job doing this, but it's too filthy to be washing my hands every 5 seconds. Fair. So fair. Essentially, what was it? There was a point when the waiter came by my food, and I was like, fuck, don't look over here. Don't look over here while I'm, grabbing my food. They didn't. Thank God. I was literally like, whew. My housemate was like, hey Mary, you there? You've been quiet. I'm like, I don't want to talk. Will they recognize my voice? I just went, mm-hmm. I simply let my voice go, mm-hmm. What's wrong? Mm-mm. I'll talk later. Imagine they were thinking the same thing as you. No, I don't think they were. They were too busy talking to the person behind, working at the Waffle House. They're like, oh my god, so you won't believe what this person said. And they were just gossiping while they were waiting for their food. It was like, thank God. Now don't look at me. Don't look over here. If you look over here, I'm gonna cry. And it's gonna be your fault. But eventually, I waited for them to leave. And after they by the time they were leaving, I was already finished. I'm just waiting for them to leave so I don't have to, deal with the fact that I don't want to deal with that conversation. But you won't believe what happened. I paid for my food. I basically go outside. And they're eating the food in their car. And they parked in the front spot. So it's just like, fuck! 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 They definitely saw me now. If they recognize me, they're basically, they didn't talk to me. I should mention, they did not talk to me. But I'm just sitting there just like, fuck. They know I still exist. Damn it. And now they're probably gonna be like, oh, isn't that Mary? Wasn't she that one kid that, like, I don't know, smelled? I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're gonna talk about. I was quiet. I stayed in my own lane. But I will say the girl that was there was the only interaction I remember having with her specifically was I was on the way to band class, and she asked me, Mary, why is your hair so long? Why is my hair so long? I don't know. Why is grass green? Because it is. The fuck you mean? Like, why is your hair so long? I mean, obviously I cut it off because look at my hair now. But as you guys know, my 2.0 model had long hair. I was at a pharmacy one time and met an old classmate. Their first words were, oh my god, I thought you were dead. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. I will say, that's kind of funny. I didn't have that. But, dude, I was just... Dude. Man, I just don't want to talk to people. I get worried that if I say something, you're gonna be like, oh, it's Mary. Oh. I saw her the other day, and you won't believe what she was doing. She was eating a sandwich at Waffle House. The audacity of her. Don't you agree? And their friends would be like, oh my god, yeah, how dare Mary go eat a Waffle House sandwich? Doesn't she know how bad that is? And I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry. In my hypothetical, me listening in. Maybe because hair grows. The most introvert thing ever. Like, I say it once and I'll say it like a million more times. I am so, like, introverted. Unless I know you. If I know you, then I will literally talk your ears off. Like, there is no hiding from me. Like, I will talk to you. Like, I will talk your ears off. I will become so annoying that you're just gonna tell me to shut the fuck up. And, but when it comes to people I don't know or don't know that well, just avoid me. Just don't even look at me. Don't conceive me. Don't even think about me. I don't want you to even look at me. Don't even think about me. Is there like a button that like... Oh, okay, yeah, tab. Yeah. Okay, got it. I see that. We're getting so close to finishing up, guys. We're at 2 hours. Finish it is in 2 hours. Oh my god. Reminds me of the carpet washing videos. Dude! I know which one you're talking about. Dude. Oh god, which one was it? Rug Doctor, I think his name was. Was it Rug Doctor on YouTube? I fucking love Rug Doctor. I love him so much. I love watching his videos. I subbed him on my personal account. I subbed to him. He's awesome. He's so nice. Or Carpet Guy, whatever his name is. Or Rug Doctor. I forget what his name is. Carpet Guy, I think it is though. I love him. He's awesome. Probably my YouTube Shorts Oshi right there. If a rug is that filthy, don't send it in. Get a new rug. Okay, but what about rugs that like hold like a family memorabilia, or like a childhood rug that you know grew up with? Like, what about that Spider-Man rug? Come on, Red Storm. Think of that one Spider-Man rug that you grew up with. You don't want to throw it out. It has so many memories of you. I don't know, spilling apple juice on it. What's a childhood rug? You never know. Never know. Listen, some kids get really attached to a rug. It's like their favorite thing in the room. Oh my god, I missed that whole thing right there. Also, how the fuck did it get that filthy in the first place? I mean, some places, you know, they go through like a lot of like weather and like floods and stuff. So maybe it's like that? I don't know. I don't work there. Don't ask me. I'm not qualified to answer this question. Maybe a childhood blanket, but not a rug? Listen, you guys diss on, you know, children's, you know, favorite things, okay? Everyone was different as a kid. Never know what they had. Think of the Spider-Man. That one kid who loves Spider-Man has a Spider-Man theme everything. Okay, listen. Maybe I'm just biased. Because I have a rug, okay? I have a rug. I have a cinema roll floor mat, okay? And I have an entire room themed after cinema roll, okay? I would be very upset if my rug got dirtied. And you know what I'm gonna do with that rug? I'm gonna fucking clean it. And that's what I did the other day, okay? There's a reason I don't allow my cats in my room anymore. Because one of them decided to go pee-pee on it. And I was super upset. And so what I ended up doing, I spent like an hour scrubbing that mat. I cleaned that mat till there was no more suds. And I let that thing dry outside for a day, but then guess what? It rained outside. And it got mud on it. And so I was super upset. Because, like, what the heck, man? That's my favorite rug. And so I had to clean it again. Because there was now mud on it. And I was so sad. I was like, what the heck? My cinema roll. I can't do this. It's my cinema roll. It's my fluffy boy. So I cleaned it again. And I let it dry. Okay. Alright, buddy. What did I miss? And I let it dry. Oh, I see. Is there any more? Oh, I don't have a way to like get a checklist. Climbing pole guards too. Where is that? Climbing pole guard. Oh. Gee. Also did have it. Fair enough. I'm guilty as charged. I still have a stuffed animal that I've had since I was a baby. So do. No, I don't have one since I was a baby, but House Mary does. Okay. Slide platform. Slide platform? Oh, I see. Okay, and then underneath, I assume? Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. Okay. Tower floor undersides? Tower floor underside. Oh, I see. Alright. I see. Okay. Also did with an old pillow that a pet that dude! Pillow pets! Oh my goodness. That does remind me. When I was a little kid, I have a stuffed animal when I was a baby. I'll never give it away or throw it out. I mean, that's fair. I don't have any, like, baby toys. My housemate does. It's just a little, like Dachshund, essentially. Not Dachshund. Dalmatian doll. Like, stuffed animal, essentially. And she still has it. It's like, I think it's either in a box or on a shelf somewhere. I haven't seen it in a little bit. I might ask her where it is, because she was telling me about it, and she's never gotten rid of it. Cute, I like it. Hello, pets. Miss Pill. Power support structure. Support structure. What is a support strut? Buddies? What's a support strut? Okay, we're gaming now. We're no longer yapping. We're gaming now. What is a support strut? If I'm not burying my stuffed animal, I will be rising from the grave and getting it. Oh, there it is. Let me grab the ladder for this. Dude, all I'm saying is if I'm not buried with my cinema rolls when I die for a second time, there we go. Woo! Job complete. Let's go. All right. Well, there we go. Look at me go. Look at the little bloody buddy. Dude, we did all that. Did all that. Isn't that cool? $600. Woo! How the hell did it end up like that? Who knows? It's just nice seeing it all come together. Alright, let's go to shop. Let's see what we can get. I can customize my appearance. I can get winter gloves. Oh. Clothing. I get like a red suit. Oh, I am wearing a red suit. Oh, cool. See what we got here. Equipment. See what can we... Can't... Power washer. I don't have enough stars. I have to get like a... I want the heavy duty one. Not one. Okay. Well, been going 2 hours, buddies. 2 hours. That's a long time. He grabbed some of my BGM. BGM. Go. Woo! What a day, huh, buddies? What a yap session. Been going for 2 hours. Oh, Madiola, how's it going? Welcome. What's up? That's my gen mate. No, not my gen mate. He's an Opokai. He's an Opokai. Whoa. Ah. Alright. Get them hydrating. Let me stretch real quick. Yes. Hi. How's your stream? We've been yapping a lot. Telling a lot of school stories. I think that's basically what we asked about today, just school stories. Band and school stories, which band stories are like basically school stories, I would argue. Oh yeah, real quick. For anything else, I think we had a whole yap session about a single Ayo moment for real. It was just straight up school stories, like damn, that's crazy. Damn, that's crazy. But yeah, real quick. If you're not in the Discord server and you don't follow me on Twitter, this is gonna be like a whole new thing for you guys. Let me say this real quick. If you have applied to be one of my moderators, this goes out to you, but also as a PSA to just everyone. Reminder that if you are a moderator of mine, your work as a moderator is strictly voluntary. And is unpaid. Oh, I forgot to put the music on loop. Okay, I cannot pay you. And the thing is, there have been 2 people now who have came forward and asked if the work is paid. If you go onto the application form, the first thing you're gonna see is a little list. Not like a list. It's like a little text box, and there's a little bullet point list. It's like basically like it's not hard to find because it's a bullet pointed list. By submitting an application, you are at least 18 years old. You commit to being active at least within 1 stream a month, and/or actively once a month in a Discord server, and you understand that this work is volunteer work and is unpaid. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, by submitting this application, you are aware that you are not going to be a moderator, blah, blah, blah. Reminder in bold text. This is volunteer work and will be unpaid. And yet I still got people asking, will I be paid for this? That tells me that you are already not going to read what I'm going to give you. AKA an agreement. And I don't mean to be rude, but if you can't read the application instructions, I don't trust you to read the agreement. I don't trust you to abide by the rules of being a moderator. You will be denied. You will not hear back from me. I don't mean to be rude, but yeah, no. They get paid to have a funny badge in the respective platform of moderation. Yeah, that's basically what you get. You get paid to have a little badge. Which I do have some work that can be done for you if, you know. But, have a great night, Chima. Bye-bye. Have a good night, Riri. Bye-bye. So starting off, you will not, as first thing, you will not be paid for this. And if you ask, will the work be paid? Instant denial. Secondly, if you apply, please make sure that your Discord username is correct. If it is not correct, I cannot reach out to you. Therefore, you will not be a moderator. There has been, I know of one person who had an excellent application. I was honestly going to reach out to them. I copy-pasted the username they gave me on the application form, and it came up with nothing. So I could not reach out to them. So, even further, please make sure that your Discord username is correct, because I cannot reach out to you. Okay, thirdly, it was a typo on the Twitter post, but please do not send in multiple applications. If you do, you're going to get denied. there was one person who sent in a copy application, and in the same application, we'll go into the next point, tried to sell me something. You're going to get denied if you do that. If you send in an application and if you try to sell me something. Which goes into my next point. Don't apply just to try and sell me shit. I am a broke retail manager. I barely afford food / joking. Please, if you're just using the application to basically just join the Discord server and then basically be like, hey, Chima Mary, I sent in an application and I'm just wondering, you know, if I heard anything. Also, have you heard about NFTs? You're going to get denied. You're gonna get blocked. Simply put for me, I'm gonna be so fucking honest with you, you're gonna get blocked. Okay? Straightforward. Nothing wrong with NFTs if you buy them or you're not. I don't fucking care. But I don't want them. Okay? I think hiring stuff sounds like a lot of work. There's a lot of people who applied, Red Storm. I will say that. There are a lot of people who did apply. And a lot of people have been denied because of X reasons. And maybe one day it'd be a fun story to tell, but it's too fresh of a topic. I'm not gonna say anything. But I do have some people, I have reached out to a few people to basically be like, hey, you know, I want to talk to you and all that stuff. Just let me know what time. And I will probably get to them either tomorrow or if not tomorrow, then by the end of the week. Basically like, alright, yeah, let's talk on this day. Because I want to make sure it's on a day that I'm off, essentially, where I just have the entire day and be like, alright, well, I'm ready. Just give me a ring. Just lean back in my chair, all like, alright, people, start ringing my phone. And yeah. So if I reach out to you already, just know I'm gonna, and you're sending back, then I'm gonna get back to you soon, okay? With a specific day and time. Should just ask all good stream elements on how they got a position. What do you mean it's not a real person? Oh, stream elements. They put really good stuff on application. So much so that they basically didn't put in an application. They just became a moderator. Almost like I just like basically said, yeah, come on in. Hello, hi Harold, how's it going? Yeah, that's just my little PSA. Basically, please don't, you know, make sure you're reading the application. Make sure that, you know, your Discord name is correct. Make sure you're not sending in multiple applications. And don't apply just to try and sell me shit. Thank you. But I will say, I am grateful that a lot of people have applied. I am really grateful that a lot of people have applied. In fact, I'm gonna check it right now. Nothing. We can spell today. Oh my god, let me spell. There we go. Moderator application. Let me check it. Oh, we got 5 more applicants. Okay. Alright then. I will go through those. I'm back again. Woo! Alright. That being said, get the serious stuff out of the way. I think we're gonna go ahead and end it there. We've been going for quite some time now. We're approaching 2.5 hours. So, let's go find someone to raid. Who's live? We got Juna. Awesome. Hey, what are you doing, Lightroom? We got Awesome. We got Prince. We got Juna. I think I'll go right into China. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Anna. Maniola. Wait, what?
Telling me anything.
Okay, the game is apparently a mature rated game. So I guess keep that in mind when you're going in the Junas chat. Alright. Boop flood share rain next stream. Woo! Oh, make sure you're here for tomorrow, Phasmophobia Wednesday. And it's trying to gamble all your points. And guess what the ghost is? Oh boy, I can't wait. I love Phasmophobia Wednesday. Makes like the middle of the week feel more alive. I love it. Alright, let's get the raid messages. Raid sub. There you go. There's your... I love gambling! Yeah! I'm gonna make more puns! Woo! Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys coming by. Make sure you follow me on both YouTube and Twitch if you haven't already. I'm on both platforms. That's where I stream my multi-stream. Oh, that reminds me. I have to help out a few talents with multi-streaming. They were interested in it, and I was like, oh yeah, I multi-stream. We're like, yeah, I multi-stream too. I pay $170 a year. You getting scammed! Yeah, no, I'm gonna make a tutorial on it if you guys are interested. But yeah, I have to go do that. But yeah, make sure you follow me on both YouTube and Twitch. I stream on both platforms. I have a Twitter where I try to post once a day. I have a Throne account. If you want to gift me things, you can. I have a Ko-Fi where you can, donate to me, help with my debut art funds. Even though we already got it all settled out, basically from here it's just little extra stuff, I guess. And yeah, I have a Discord server. You want to join that? And I also, actually that's it. And basically you can do each individual one, or you can do just ! socials, and you get all those links right there for ya. Alright, that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you be kind to others, but also yourself. The world is just so much prettier with you in it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Phasmophobia Wednesday. Sayonara!